Long deep breathing can greatly improve our practice, especially in classes which are very dynamic, vinyasa classes or any classes where you need to link breath and movement. But very rarely breathing is looked into in depth, or at least on the surface in any yoga class. Most of the times we only move through the poses. They tell us to breathe long and deep, but you might not know how to do it. So here we're going to look at long deep breathing in different stages. Make sure to practice the first stage to second stage to third stage until you can move on from step to step, and take your time to practice. Practice for a few minutes, up to 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a good time to help you, and it will help you develop your proper long breathing. I have chosen to do it lying down because it is a very great way to practice. It's the most comfortable way. And from there, once we can master it lying down, then we can move to a comfortable seat. I have a setup here of different blankets. So I'm going to show you, I have one blanket here that I open wide so that I can lie down comfortably. It's on top of my yoga mat. And then I have two set of blankets which will be to support my rib cage, and one blanket for the head. So I go ahead and take a seat and lie down so that the bottom of my ribs are at the edge of the blanket. From there, I adjust the blanket so that my neck and my head are resting comfortably on the blanket. Take the arms and rotate your palms externally from the top of your shoulders. That will release your shoulders towards the floor. Lift your hips slightly and point the tailbone towards your feet. Then relax your hips on the floor. From here, extend your legs one at a time, and you have a really comfortable pose in which you can begin breathing. Now the first stage is to breathe normally and evenly. Breathing into your rib cage, not into your belly. Take comfortable breaths into the rib cage, inhaling and exhaling. See that your breathing is normal. So you're not necessarily breathing deeply just yet. You're breathing normally, evenly, meaning that the inhalations are as long as the exhalations. Your breath is quiet, even on both sides of your rib cage. Feel that you're breathing evenly onto your right side and onto your left side. I'm going to practice with you. Let's practice for a minute or two. Inhaling through the nose. Softly exhaling through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice that the breath is moving into the rib cage, from the bottom of the rib cage to the top of the rib cage, and the belly is more or less staying still, heavy down towards the floor. The breath is quiet, smooth, and even. See that throughout the exercise, your shoulders remain relaxed, your neck remains relaxed, and the muscles in the face also stay relaxed and soft. Continue to breathe consciously in and out through the nose. Breathe in smoothly in through the nose and out through the nose. Continue on your own for 10 minutes and repeat as many times as you need until you find consciousness and awareness of your breath. Breathing softly into your chest. So the first stage was to bring more consciousness and awareness into our breath and to start to move the breath into the ribcage. We weren't really taking any long, deep breaths. And the second stage, we will be focusing on the exhalation. So go ahead, lie down, bottom of your ribs at the edge of the blanket. Roll your shoulders back, extend the arms, extend your legs. We're going to breathe comfortably. Take a normal breath through the nose and expand the chest normally. And exhale, and very slowly exhale all the air out through the nose. Inhaling normally through the nose and slowing down your exhalation. And we continue like this, breathing normally through the nose, a normal breath in through the nose, and slowing down the breath. On its way out. Now, there are different ways in which we can slow down the breathing. For example, if I were to breathe in through through the mouth, I can purse the lips and make the apertures smaller. And that will normally slow down the breath. There is other ways. If I was exhaling through the nose, I would slightly close the nasal passage. And that would also slow down the breath on its way out. We're not using either of those. We're using the vocal cords to slow down the breath. How? You take a deep breath through the nose, and like you're polishing like you want to polish a glass or a mirror, open the mouth wide. There's a slight constriction of the vocal fold. The vocal folds come together and the breath is naturally slowed down on its way out. How do we do it through the nose? The same way. You take a breath in through the nose, open the mouth wide, and then close the mouth and continue that exhalation through the nose like this. So I'm using the vocal cords to slow down the breath by closing that aperture. I will show you again. Inhale, exhale out through the mouth. Breath is moving out now through the nose. Now notice that the sound that is produced is slightly different to a nasal sound, which would be, yeah? You're bringing the sound to the back of the mouth, slight closure of the vocal cords. That's how we slow down the breath on the exhalation. We lie down on the back. We extend the legs, extend the arms. Take a normal breath through the nose. Slow closing of the vocal cords. So the sound of the breath will give you the quality of the breath. Normal breath in, slow breath out. Concentrate on the sound you're producing and see, feel, and hear that the sound resonates at the back of the mouth rather than the nose. The back of the mouth. Inhale softly through the nose. Exhale slowly through the mouth, through the nose. Now there's a lot of things to pay attention here too. The sound of the breath coming at the back of the mouth. the quality of the breath, which is equal throughout the whole of the exhalation, like this. And also, like we saw before, the slow deflation of the rib cage as you slowly breathe out. Belly towards the spine. Let's continue. Soft inhale through the nose. Long exhale. Soft inhale through the nose. Long exhale. Continue for about 10 minutes and repeat as many times as you need so that you can perfect and polish your technique. Soft inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the nose. The third stage, it's focusing on the inhalations. So we're going to begin to take long, deep breaths and expand the ribcage as much as we can. Now, this can be difficult for some who are not used to this type of breathing. So be patient, practice, practice, practice. Focusing on the expansion of the ribcage in all directions except downwards. You want to move your ribcage forwards, sideways, backwards, and upwards, like a balloon, expanding in all directions. So you go ahead and lie down on the back again. Bottom of the ribs at the edge of the blankets. Lower back long, back of your neck long. Turn your arms, turn your palms, relax your arms, extend the legs, relax your legs. Find your breath again. We saw the way in which we could exhale slowly by slightly closing the vocal folds, the vocal cords. The breathing in is just exactly the same. It's just that it might take a little bit more practice. The resonance comes at the back of the mouth. We're breathing in and out through the nose. Create some space at the back of the mouth by gently dropping your jaw, keeping your lips closed, and having like a small, some people say like a gentle inward smile. And we begin inhaling from the bottom of the ribcage. As you begin to inhale, feel the lower ribs expanding sideways and the top ribs expanding in the direction of the head. And exhaling comfortably. Slow, deep breath. Hold the breath in for just a moment and softly exhale. Long, deep breath. And softly exhale. And we continue this way. Remember, bottom of your ribs expand sideways. Whole rib cage filling up with air. Feel that both sides of your ribs are expanding evenly. Air circulating through the lungs. And visualize and mentally see that the air is reaching all parts of the lungs, the remotest areas of your lungs. Deep breathing in. Soft breath out. Long deep breath in. Hold the breath for just a second. And soft breath out. Continue in this way for about 10 minutes. Repeat as many times as you need. Our last stage is naturally the combination of the two, the combination of long deep inhalations and long deep exhalations. Lie down on the back. Extend your legs, extend your arms. Now to begin the process of breathing in, imagine you have a zip jacket you're zipping from the bottom to the top. As you begin to breathe in, draw your navel from the pubis up towards the chest, in towards the spine, like this. And exhale again, slow and deep. Remember, inhaling, visualize that zip jacket, zipping the belly up from the bottom to the top, abdomen coming in and up. This is on the inhalation. As you inhale as well, remember trying to focus on expanding the rib cage from the bottom to the top, taking a long breath in. Before exhaling, further expand. As you hold the breath in for a moment, further expand your rib cage. Focusing on the inside of the rib cage being expanded from the inside out. And then slowly and gradually deflate your rib cage. To the last part of the exhalation, you're going to further pull in the abdominal wall in and up towards the spine on the at the end of the exhalation, like this. Perhaps this is a little bit too long for you, so practice it on your own if this is too much. Make sure that your breath is even. You don't have to breathe as long as I just did. With time, you will be able to lengthen the breath. If you pay attention to the quality of the breath, you will hear that as you inhale, the sound of that breath is slowly changing. Its pitch is rising in tone. Almost like you're filling up a glass. When the glass is being filled up, the sound changes, and you can hear when the water or the liquid gets to the top of the glass. The same when we breathe in. You can tell the quality of the breath. You can see that the lungs are being filled by the quality of that sound. Perhaps you can tell the difference. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. As you take deep and long breaths, try to be receptive rather than active. Try to keep your body relaxed and breathing deeply into your rib cage, focusing on expanding as much as you can. Inhaling warmth and joy. Exhaling humbleness and surrender. Again, continue for about 10 minutes, repeat as many times as you need. And all these different stages can also be practiced sitting up. So you can take a comfortable seat, cross your legs, bring the fingers behind to get a nice lift of your chest. Move your shoulders back and down away from the ears. Lengthen the back of your neck and relax your chin slightly down. The sides of the ribs are lifting, the front of the armpits are lifting, the chest is lifting. Shoulders are down and slightly back. Hands and resting comfortably in your lap. And from this position, I will just repeat the last stage for a few moments. As you inhale, belly draws in and up towards the spine. Ribcage expands. As you exhale, slowly deflate your ribcage. Last part of the exhalation, belly in towards the spine. So the breath can be as long as it is comfortable for you. You don't need to push it to the length I've just done. This is just to show different possibilities. With practice, you can slow down your breath until you take, perhaps say 10 seconds to breathe in, 10 seconds to breathe out. At the first stages, it can be 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever your speed is. Take the time. Nothing comes easily. It is a difficult, I would say, it is a difficult type of breathing which takes time to practice. See you next time.